So today what we're going to do is the Arizona Diamondbacks rebuild. Yesterday they traded for Starling Marte, and now they're going to be having a Marte parte. Horrible joke. Oh man, that was terrible. But oh man, I saw the Diamondbacks tweet it yesterday, so I had to say it. But what we're going to be doing is obviously a rebuild with the squad. They're off season this year, with Cole Calhoun, Madison Bumgarner, and then obviously Starling Marte joining them. I think this is a really good team now. I think they've really improved the squad. Bullpen really the only issue with this team, but they have a lot of good young arms coming up through the system. They've also got some pretty good young arms that are MLB ready right now. So I like this team. I think they're heading in the right direction, and I think the Diamondbacks are finally out of that rebuild stage, and they're going to be a team to look out for this season and for the future. So let's get a rebuild done with them. If you guys are still enjoying these types of videos, thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content, and as always guys, in the comment section let me know future videos you would like to see. All social media links, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat are below. Go and give them a follow if you haven't yet. And if you missed yesterday's video, it's going to be on screen now. It was the Reds rebuild with the addition of Nicholas Castellanos. The link is above my head. Also above my head now is going to be the roster that I've been using. That's the username. Just search for like the most recent one, or just select the most recent one and then download that. So here we go, rebuild time. Let's get into it. Let's have some fun. All right, so the season's over. We're heading into the off season. Unfortunately, we didn't make the postseason. Oh no, what a shame. So we actually really haven't started the rebuild. We're heading into our first off season, getting this started, and I'm actually kind of excited to see how this team like comes together, because we actually have some really good players. We'll take a look at the lineup really fast just to kind of get an idea of like what we're working with. Like Joshua Rojas could potentially be a really good bat for us. Maybe season 2, season 3. Starling Marte, kind of a letdown, but you know what? It's not terrible. David Peralta, definitely going to be a key piece to this team. I want to keep him around as long as possible, as long as he doesn't like fall apart on us. But 26 home runs, 41 doubles, I like that. Ketel Marte, I definitely want to keep around. Eduardo Escobar, as long as we can keep him around, I definitely want to do that too. Like, we have a good core. It's just we gotta make sure everyone like performs well. That's kind of the big thing. Hopefully we don't get like just everyone falls apart and doesn't know how to play. So looking at the starting rotation as well, really the only player I'm cool with like letting go is Robbie Ray. I think a lot of these younger guys will quickly develop, and it'll get a lot better. So I like the team. I think we're in a good spot. Rondon, I'd be cool keeping. Let's do like a 2-year club option type deal. $3.5 million is not terrible. Wilmer Flores had a pretty solid season. Let's kind of do the same thing. A little club option deal, and then Jarrod Dyson, or Jared, I think it's Jarrod Dyson. We'll just let those two guys walk. I'm probably gonna look for some new staff as well, kind of just make sure our team's a little bit better than it is. Always gotta make sure you have the best coaches possible. 40 man, not really too like fussed if those guys leave. Arbitration wise, Taijuan Walker didn't come back in real life. I'm pretty sure he signed with the Tigers. Man, now I'm like quadruple checking, making sure I'm not wrong. Taijuan Walker is, oh, he's still a free agent. I thought the Tigers signed him. That for some reason that was like in my head that he signed with the Tigers, but nope. So that's I'm gonna offer. I think the Diamondbacks, that's not a bad idea to bring back Taijuan Walker. I know he's struggled because of Tommy John surgery and everything, but I think just the top 3 guys I'll offer arbitration to, and then we'll definitely offer everybody a contract besides Hirano, and then we'll move on from there. Free agency wise, Puig's a free agent. We don't really need outfield help though. I kind of want to see if we could get a really good pitcher. So it looks like we might make a trade. So free agency, don't expect too much. Let's get this rebuild started. Alrighty, so you guys kind of saw what I was trying to do. So let's take a look at how our offseason went, because there was some interesting things that happened. So the draft went pretty poorly. Not a lot of good potential players. So that was a little disappointing. It was very disappointing actually. It just didn't go too well. But we actually got really lucky in free agency. We didn't really sign anybody big, but there were 2 catchers who are top prospects who were available in free agency. Sam Huff and Keibert Ruiz, which is insane. Both of them have crazy good potential. Both of them have crazy good trade value. And when you look at our catching spot, we have Carson Kelly, who I think is going to be a good catcher anyways. So they were more of just like, hey, let's pick them up because we could use them as trade pieces. And I know it's not really realistic, but if they're going to be available in free agency, I might as well pick them up anyway. So I'm looking at their stats. I think Sam Huff is going to be better sooner. So I'm going to trade Keibert Ruiz, and I'm going to go for a new shortstop who you probably already saw in Xander Bogaerts. And how we're going to make this happen is we're going to trade Robbie Ray, and also a player who I don't really want to trade him. I think he looks really good, but to make this deal happen, let's get Xander Bogaerts. It is going to limit us like crazy for the future because of the contract, but I think we can definitely work around it. We got a lot of young pitchers that I've mentioned that are going to be coming up or developing, so I don't really know or think that we really need to go out and get a lot of good pitching. So what I'm thinking is we're going to go like this for our rotation. Our bullpen, we're just gonna go and sign somebody. We'll just sign somebody from free agency for now, because like I'm looking at it, I don't really want to use this guy or anybody that we have. So we'll just sign somebody for free agency and then see if we can pick someone up in the off season. But adding Xander Bogaerts now means we do have a little bit of an extra player. So I might just go out and trade, because we have a plethora of bench bats. So I might just go out and trade a player that we don't need and just go from there. I'm not going to leave the lineup like this. So let's go trade one of these extra players that we have and see if we can get a bullpen arm, since that's what we need. Alrighty, so the next trade, we're going to go for Jose Alvarado, because I think we kind of need a lefty in the bullpen. We only have Chafin, who kind of struggles from time to time, so we might as well get a lefty that we can rely on, and that's gonna be Jose Alvarado, now of the Yankees, formerly of the Rays. We're gonna trade Nick Ahmed, Domingo Leyba, and then Nick Scholes to make this happen. So I think that's it. I think the team now is kind of like set up, looks really good. I'm gonna let Alvarado be our setup person, and I like the team. You know, we definitely can make some changes come the offseason if need be. But for the most part, this is a really good looking team. Like, I think this team is set for the future for sure. I think we're in a good spot. We have players locked up to contracts. We still have quite a bit in the budget to work with as well. So I think we're in a good spot. We're going to develop. Players are going to get better. So let's see how this first season finishes. Alrighty, September time. We're in a good spot. I'm not going to accept this trade. I don't care. Even if it was going to be good, I'm just not in the mood to take it. I want to see how this team's going to finish. 80 games. Obviously, we're going to have to worry about the wild card spot because the Dodgers most likely are going to win the division. And if we can sneak out a couple more wins, we could make the postseason. And 92 wins, that's not a bad year. We missed the division by 4, so that's not bad. And the wild card by a game. You know what? That's still not a bad year. Like, I'm okay with like just missing out on it by a game. Like, that's crazy. 1 game we missed out on it by. So let's take a look. The bench, it wasn't I think Starling Marte needs to come out of the leadoff spot. I don't think he's set for that spot. Maybe Marte goes there instead. But looking at the team, Bogaerts had a great year, but for the most part, Jake Lamb might need to start at first instead of Christian Walker. And then looking at the rest of the team, like, we're putting up good home run numbers. We're putting up good, like, run production. The averages aren't great. I want to see how Sam Huff is. He's up to a 74. His potential went down, though. That's a little disappointing to see. But looking at the rest of the team, Zach Gallen, it's like he's got decent stats, and I would expect him to do a little bit better. So we'll see how that goes. Junior Guerra is not going to be in the team much longer. Chafin, same thing. But I'm pretty happy. Ooh, Archie Bradley. Yikes. And he becomes a free agent this year. We have to think about that one. Mike Leake becomes a free agent this year too, so we won't bring him back. Luke Weaver struggled. Taijuan Walker did pretty well. And Alex Young struggled as well. So it's looking like we just need to figure out this pitching. That's kind of really letting us down. That's basically how I have to put it. The pitching is what's letting us down. So let's keep moving forward. Let's keep seeing what we can do to improve this team. I was kind of hoping some of these young guys would have developed a little bit quicker. Some of the pitchers would have done a little bit better. Maybe would have been some of those like glitchy, low-rated players that do well. But unfortunately, it's not turning out to be that way. So Jake Lamb, I'm gonna I think he needs to start. If he's cool with like taking a small deal, like $6 million, I'm fine with. Wilmer Flores, what did we, $5 million, one more year? Well, might as well. Team option for Rondon, he did pretty well also, so we'll leave it like that. We'll keep moving forward. So let's see what we can do in free agency. Arbitration, not Guerra. Yasmani Tomas, we're not using him, so I'll just let him go. So I guess we'll give it to the top 4 guys there. And then contracts wise, just going to offer it to everybody. Merrill Kelly, probably not, but the rest of the guys will get contracts. And then looking at free agency, this is where I want to spend some money. Could we bring back Robbie Ray? Probably not. Definitely not. A bullpen arm could be helpful, especially a new lefty, so we might have to trade for that. Unless we find a closer who's going to be a lefty and we don't offer like Archie Bradley a contract, or we just make Alvarado our closer. We have options, but we definitely need to get some bullpen help, a starter or two, and just kind of build this pitching, because the lineup looks good. It's that pitching that's letting us down. Let's start season 2 now. Alrighty, for season 2, we're going to go to Jace Fry. We're going to trade some guy, some prospect, or not prospect now, he's 29, but some guy who got called up for some reason by the CPU, and Kevin Crone. And then I think because of that, we're gonna have an open spot in the team, so I'll just call somebody up. But with the addition of Jace Fry in the bullpen, this is what we're looking like. Again, we do have a young pitching staff, and I'm hoping some of these guys do develop. And you know, I feel like they could be really good, but it's like, is it good enough? And I guess the obvious answer is no, because you know, we should be winning a lot more games. Looking at the team here, I'm thinking maybe a first baseman is an area we look to like improve on. Otherwise, I'm really liking the team. We definitely could find a new right fielder. I think Cole Calhoun's contract expires at the end of this year, which it does. So we'll look to get a new right fielder after this season. And then, yeah, like we'll just go from there. I mean, the team looks solid. The team produces a lot of runs. It's just we're not good enough to make the postseason, apparently. So, and it really comes down to pitching. I'm hoping with the boosted bullpen, we've added Keone Kela. That was like the big addition this offseason. I'm hoping that this pitching solves it. If not, we're definitely gonna have to make some changes. But for now, I like the team. I'm gonna add a bench bat just for a season. Who could we bring in? What do we need is what I really need to know. Maybe a backup shortstop for a season. Bring in Nick Ahmed for a season. Just 1 year. We'll do that. There we go. There's our bench bat. There's our team. I like it. It's just I need the pitching to do well. And I know you're sitting there watching me thinking, why don't you just make changes? Why don't you make trades? Well, I think the team's going to be good, and I think a lot of them are going to develop. So let's see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, we'll blow up the team and just make a bunch of changes. So let's see how season 2 goes. See you guys at the end of it. Alrighty, September time, and we're very similar to where we were last year. So hopefully we can win more than 92 games this time and get into the postseason. So we won the division, 95-67. There we go. We beat the Diamondbacks. That's what I'm talking about. So, or no, we beat the Dodgers. We are the Diamondbacks. Of course, we're going to beat the. Anyways, so 95-67. We're ranked 12th in baseball. But I think, you know, things are looking good. Xander Bogaerts, RBIs, batting average, or OPS. And then I saw there was a pitching stat. It keeps toggling away from it, but Madison Bumgarner led in something. So let's take a look. We had 2 awards, a Silver Slugger and a Hank Aaron Award. Nicholas Castellanos has been unreal since we've started this rebuild. Apparently, he's just too good. So let's take a look at the bullpen. So we're in need of a long reliever. That's really what it comes down to. Hector Rondon, we're gonna let him walk. He's struggling. Yohan Lopez is doing well. Archie Bradley's doing well. Jace Fry, Alvarado, perfect. Like from here down, I love to see it. Even Yohan Lopez is doing pretty solid. So it's looking like we just need two bullpen arms to really solidify this squad. Do we have anybody who we could use? Maybe Buskauskas could be that long reliever, and we have a lot in this area for some reason. What is this? And then looking at the team, we got Bumgarner, who did very well. Luke Weaver's struggling, so he'll be a player I look to trade next year. He might even become a free agent. No, he's got arbitration, so I'll offer him arbitration, and then we'll trade him season 3. Taijuan Walker did well. Alex Young did well, and then Zach Allen. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was hoping for, and we finally got the development with the pitching. So it's going to be looking like just we need a number 2, because 3, 4, and 5 is set. Looking at the lineup now, on the bench, Wilmer Flores did very well. Joshua Rojas was okay, and then Sam Huff is up to an 80. How's our catcher doing? Carson Kelly. Like, his stats look really good, but he's not performing. So like looking at Sam Huff's hitting stats, they're very similar. Do we go with Huff and then just trade Kelly, try to get like a really good right fielder? Even though Cole Calhoun did very well, but I don't think he'll be able to keep that up. Starling Marte becomes a free agent this year, but we'll bring him back for one more season just to finish out the rebuild with him. David Peralta's still doing pretty well. He has one more year on his deal. Xander Bogaerts is a beast. 38 home runs, 42 doubles, 336 average, and a 1038 OPS. Ketel Marte had 31 home runs and 101 RBIs. Eduardo Escobar did pretty solid. 16 home runs isn't terrible. Jake Lamb, he was like the first baseman finally, and actually did pretty solid. So that's good to see. Cole Calhoun in his final year did pretty solid. I don't like his potential and overall has gone up, but I just don't think he's going to be able to hold on to that. So I think we're going to find a new right fielder. Christian Walker could be a player we look to trade. Then like the numbers aren't terrible, but I just feel like there's no point in having like Jake Lamb and Christian Walker both like both in the 80s for first base. So maybe that's an area we look to like just trade one of them to get a right fielder, or we could move Jake Lamb to third since Eduardo Escobar's contract runs out. Or do we just let Escobar finish the time with us? So we'll figure it out. There's a lot to think about here. So Nationals, here we go. We win that one, we lost, and we're facing elimination. So like this is something we got to play. We can't get knocked out this early into the postseason. I'm gonna let Alex Young take them out, and we're gonna see how things go. And so far just one hit apiece, and as I say that, we got a hit. So 2-2. There we go. We get 2 runs thanks to Starling Marte. Can we get a sac fly here? Bases are loaded. Double play. What a way to just ruin that for us. So that's all right. We got a 4-run lead, which is good to see. It looks like, unless like crazy things happen and we just fall apart, it looks like we're going to a game 5 here. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. Really liking what I'm seeing. Alex Young is pitching well. He's got stamina. I think I'm going to let him go one more inning unless things get a little shaky here. Double play to end the inning. Perfect. And what I'll do, I'll take him out here. We'll go Christian Walker. He gets on. David Peralta gets on. Bases loaded. There we go. At least we got one out of it. I will take that. Let's go Yohan Lopez. 1-2-3 inning. Perfect. And then we'll let Yohan Lopez finish the game. Awesome. 5-0. Great win for us going into the last game of the series. Let's win this. Let's advance. And let's keep this series alive. Let's keep this postseason alive. So here we go. We got Bumgarner on the mound, so that's a good person to have at least, as long as things don't get out of hand. You know, that's basically what can't happen. Trey Turner goes deep. 1-run game. Bases loaded, no outs. Fielder's choice, not great. 2 runs do score. There we go. So we take the lead, and I like it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. The runner was thrown out going home. Man, haven't had that happen in a while. Eduardo Escobar gives us a 2-run lead. I love it. Bases loaded, no outs. 1 run. All right, we got out of it. Only allowed a run. Whew. That was kind of big there. So Bumgarner still got some stamina, so I'm gonna let him keep going. Might as well. David Peralta gives that 2-run lead, gets us that 2-run lead back, and I think I gotta take him out. We gotta be smart here. Gotta get out of this. That's good. We got that 1-run lead still. Can we get maybe an insurance run or two? There's one. All right, we're gonna pinch hit here. Let's go. Christian Walker strikes out. That's okay. 2-run lead. We're gonna go to our closer, Kayla, and triple. That's not great. 1 run does score. Let's get out of this. Boom. All right, cool. Who are we taking on in the next round? The Cubs. Bumgarner's going to be a little tired, so what we'll do is we'll move him down to the 3 spot and see how this goes. So game 1, we lose. Game 2, we win. We win. One more. Come on, give me this win. There we go. We're in the World Series. We're taking on the Houston Astros. All right, so let's go. Let's get our best foot forward. And I mean, the pitching has been pretty solid. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Zach Gallen, that's okay. I'm not going to freak out about it. So game 1, Bumgarner, Peacock, we take the win. Game 2, we do lose. 3, we lose. 2-2. It all comes down to Bumgarner. There it is, the World Series. And to think we missed the postseason last year. Awards, playoff MVP was Bogarts, and Cole Calhoun, World Series MVP, even though no RBIs or home runs. Interesting. But look at that. Look at that pitching performance from everybody. Starting rotation, like even Luke Weaver came to play. Do we give him another shot, or do we just say, you know what? Sorry, bud, can't come back. I don't really know now. Like, I'm kind of torn. Ketel Marte, yikes. But overall, very happy with the team. Did I say Carson Kelly did poorly? I'm going to give Sam Huff the catching spot. We're going to trade Carson Kelly, and we're going to get a new right fielder. So, team's looking good. I like what we have. Let's keep moving forward. All right, so Archie Bradley, how much do you want? You want to be the closer as well? Do we have Kayla as a closer? Like, is that what he's got? Yeah. And like, he did well throughout the year. I think Archie Bradley's a little bit extra, but we're going to give him a player. We're going to take this down a little bit. Hopefully he signs that. Starling Marte, if you're cool with taking like a year deal, I'm cool with that too. Eduardo Escobar, let's do, to be honest, 1 year is fine. We're looking good there. Rondon, no. Taiwan Walker, yes. He does want a little bit of money, but I think we'll be able to work around that. And then let's exercise that option and let the rest of the guys go. I know Cole Calhoun had a phenomenal season, but I feel like we could definitely pick up a really good right fielder that's going to help out the team. Yeah, we're going to do that. So let's keep moving forward. The team looks good. The pitching looks solid for once. I'm not freaking out about that. We're going to offer everybody arbitration, and then we'll just trade the players that we don't need. Contracts we're going to offer to everybody. And then starting pitching, I'm not going to sign anybody because I'm just going to trade for somebody instead. And then bullpen, I don't think we need anybody for the bullpen. Ooh, Archie Bradley didn't take our contract, so we need 2 guys for the bullpen. And then lineup wise, it's going to be like this. And then we need a right fielder. Josh Rojas, like, he's okay, but I definitely want like a good starting right fielder. So is there anybody in free agency who's a good right fielder? Ooh, we do. I might try to get one of these guys. I'll see you guys at the start of season 3. All right, so to start season 3, the final year, I said I wanted a new starting pitcher, a number 1 or 2 or a 1, doesn't really matter. And we're going for Shane Bieber of the Indians. Why not? You know, we're getting rid of a little bit of contract. Like, it's a pretty equal salary. Bieber for Weaver, Carson Kelly, and Taylor Widener. So with that being said, Shane Bieber goes there. Pitching staff looks really good. Alex Young was upset because he was in the bullpen. You can see he dropped 4 ratings. With that being said, though, John Duplantier is really similar in stats, like 70, 57, 64. I mean, I might just let John Duplantier go and maybe bring up one of these guys, like, and then try to find, where's our weak point in our lineup? Our catcher? Like, you look at this team and it's gross. We brought in Conforto. Like, do we just, I don't know. I'm liking this. Like, even Yohan Lopez has been kind of a beast for us. So, like, I don't want to get rid of him. Like, everybody else looks really good. We brought in Daniel Hudson as well. I guess we could just trade one of them for, like, you know, just, I don't even know. Like, I was going to say trade for another starting pitcher, but I feel like that's just unnecessary. Jake Lamb was decent last year, but I guess we could, like, try to get a better first baseman. And then just let Jake Lamb be that platoon guy, that bench bat for us. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's try to find a new first baseman. All right, I found our first baseman, Matt Olson of the Athletics. We're getting rid of one of our top center field prospects, but we have 3 A's. That's a little bit, like, unnecessary. Seth Beer is also being traded along with Alex Young for Matt Olson of the Athletics. I wanted to get rid of, like, one of our extra first basemen, like Christian Walker, to make this deal happen. But I guess it's, I don't know now. Our team is just beyond stacked, and it's kind of gross, and I don't really know what to do with it from here on out. So I guess we're just gonna move some players around. Starling Marte has struggled in this spot anyways, so we'll move him down in the lineup. But yeah, I mean, look at this lineup. Oof. Offensively, just unreal. Scary good team. Pitching wise, definitely could use a little bit of help, but, like, we had some really good pitching last year, so it's like I'm not too, like, scared or stressed about it. Bring up JB Buskauskas. He'll be our long relief guy, unless there's somebody else like Taylor Clark. Taylor Clark's stats don't look too bad, but JB Buskauskas will go right here, and the stats don't look great, but I'm putting my faith in it. I'm putting my faith in it. The pitching last year was really good, and look at this team. Why is this guy here? Let me remove him, but this is the team. This is the team for sure. It looks so good. Like, I like it a lot. Oof. We're gonna hit like 4,000 home runs. So I'll see you guys at the end of season 3. This has to be another World Series team, right? All right, the last September of the rebuild. We're looking pretty good. I mean, can't complain about where we're at. We're at 85 wins already. We've sat around the mid-90s for wins throughout the entire rebuild anyways, and we just hit that. So we could hit 100, which we do. And we won the division, 102, and then 60 losses. So league leaders, Matt Olson had the most RBIs, and Conforto had the most walks. And then Shane Bieber, Madison Bumgarner, Taijuan Walker all had different league leading categories for pitching. So I'm pretty happy with that. Gotta love it. Awards, we had Rookie of the Year for Sam Huff, the catcher, and then a Cy Young for Madison Bumgarner. There we go. And then looking at the team rankings, we're 5th in baseball, and we won the division by 12.5 games. So pretty happy with that. Dodgers have really fallen off. Okay, gotta love it. So looking at everything, yeah, Bumgarner definitely deserved that Cy Young. Those are very good numbers. That's insane. Shane Bieber was right behind him with the solid season, even though he went 12-12. Really good year. Taijuan Walker, same thing. I'm glad we kept him. Like, we almost just let him walk in free agency that first season. I'm glad we kept him. He was really good. And then these two guys, you know what? As 4 and 5s, I'm not gonna, like, freak out about that. That's an okay season. JB Buskauskas definitely struggled for sure. Maybe Taylor Clark was the one that we probably should have brought up. Alvarado was decent. Hudson was good. Yohan Lopez was solid. Jace Fry was good. Archie Bradley solid. Everybody, there we go. That's what I want to see from my bullpen. That's what I need every single rebuild. Just really good pitching. So overall, Joshua Rojas was our best bench bat. Ketel Marte, oof, yikes, just never really took off this season. David Peralta was good. Like, he was just really consistent throughout the rebuild. You know, mid to low 20s home runs. I'll take that. Xander Bogaerts cooled off from what he did last year, which is disappointing. But he still was really solid throughout this rebuild. Matt Olson was solid. 36 home runs, 115 RBIs, 35 doubles. I'll take that for sure. Michael Conforto had a good year in his first year with the team. Starling Marte, there we go. I'll take that. Especially in the last year of the rebuild. Pretty solid. Eduardo Escobar's cooled off a bit, so probably not a player I would bring back for the future. Sam Huff was Rookie of the Year with 26 home runs and 80 RBIs. Not a bad year at all. And then Jake Lamb, 10 home runs. Obviously was more of a platoon bat, and I definitely wanted to give him more opportunities, but we brought in Matt Olson, so I feel like that's an okay trade-off. Budget-wise, we're still around the 1 million mark, and the key players are kind of locked up for the future. Arbitration for Bieber. Matt Olson does hit free agency. I would definitely try to bring him back, but some of these older guys you definitely could let walk and still have money to build with this team. So here we go, taking on the Rockies, and we swept them. Piece of cake. Taking on the Cubs now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Bumgarner there, Bieber there, Taijuan Walker there, and let's see what we can do heading into this series against the Cubs. And we win. We're going to the World Series again, and we're taking on the Astros. So it said Bieber was pitching, which, you know what, I'm questioning. Why has he got such a high ERA? Let's just throw those two guys there and go like this, I guess. So Shane Bieber's up, and then the next game is going to be Taijuan Walker. No, I want Bumgarner, then Walker, then Duplantier. Boom, perfect. All right, we figured it out. Got it all sorted. Here we go. Bieber versus Wood, we win. We lost the second, though, and the third, and the fourth. It all comes down to this. Back-to-back World Series hangs in the balance right here. So everyone's just like, these two guys were good, and then everyone else has kind of struggled. So who do we go to? Gallon. I'm feeling it. This is the one. So against Jake Junis, really. Looking at their lineup, they've added Hunter Dozier, who I've seen he's like 91 rated. Like, he's actually good. Carlos Correa goes deep, and it's 2-0. So that's not a good start. You know, obviously we have to win a lot of games. We're what, 3-1 in the series? We're down 3-1 in the series is what I'm saying. Where's the offense? What's going on here? All right, Zach Allen's done. Let's go Daniel Hudson, and he gets us out of the inning. So it's 4-0. 4-0. Yeah, we've only had one hit. Like, that's just not good. That's not good at all. Like that. There we go. We got a second hit and a third. We get one run on the board, and then that's it. Like, we were like, hey, we got one. Let's celebrate that. Game's over now. So things are not looking great for us. Can we do something? Last inning. Wow. We got 4-1. 4-1 is the series. We lost it, unfortunately. It's okay. 2 World Series appearance, 1 World Series though. I'll take that. We have a playoff MVP, Starling Marte. Okay, I'll take that. You know, this was the reason, like, he was the reason we did this rebuild, and he actually showed up. Pitching, a little bit of a disappointment. Offense went a little cold in that World Series, but I like the team we assembled. The team is really good. We could still build on this team with the money that we have and the players that are leaving and the players that we have locked up for long term. So overall, really good rebuild with the Diamondbacks. I enjoyed this one. I like the team that we put together. It is scary good. It just fell quiet in the playoffs in the World Series, which is disappointing. But I hope you did enjoy this Diamondbacks rebuild. Thumbs up down below if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And as always, in the comment section, let me know future videos you would like to see. Other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy it. And there's going to be 2 videos on screen, my most recent one and also one that YouTube recommends you check out. If you haven't seen either of those, go and give them a watch. And that's it, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.